Good morning, everybody, and welcome to IBC 2015. My name is Michael Bryant, and I'm the Director of Marketing for Sony Creative Software. We're in the Sony booth today showing off a preview, a technological preview of the upcoming release of the new Catalyst suite, which contains Catalyst Prepare and Catalyst Edit. Catalyst Prepare, if you're not familiar with that, is a tool to help you prepare your media and get ready for that online session. And for the last year, we've been collecting the voice of the customer. They've been telling us what they thought of the first release of Prepare. We've got a lot of great feedback and completely reworked the UI to satisfy those needs. And so the application interface is very, very simple. You're pretty much getting all your work done on a single screen. The first thing we might want to do is make a safety backup of the entire volume. And that all happens in the background. So while that's going on, you can start to, preview the clips, play them back, zoom in to maybe check focus, pick a particular part of the scene to look at. Let's follow this guy around here, yeah. And then also begin to, mark in and out just to get the parts that you're interested in. Like if you don't need the whole thing, just get the good stuff. So you can start working through all your media in that fashion to prepare it for that online session. So also begin to create a library and set up a bin structure so that it's very organized. And I've already done that here. So we've got down at the bottom of the screen the library, and I've got all the shots we took in the barn here, all the ones we took in the corral, the interview segments, close up and medium shot, and where the horse is doing his jumps. So once you have created this library, you can go in and say, well, I possibly need to do some first pass color correction, and here we've got some fairly sophisticated color correction tools. It works great with the tangent controls. So if you want that tactile control surface, perfect tool to use for that. And that color correction can either be burned into the file, or you can save it out as an industry standard ASC CDL or a preset to use throughout your project. Okay, so we have organized our project. We have perhaps gone in and renamed the files. We have trimmed out the stuff that we don't need, so that it's now getting to be very efficient to get ready for editing. Now we can go one step further, and we could select some files, like I'm just going to select a few here. We'll use this one, we'll use this one, and we'll use this one. And we could create a rough cut or a storyboard. And so down here I just select this, and I'm going to create it from my selection. And so now we've got a completed rough cut, and we can do several things with this. We could render out each one of those files individually. So you might use the storyboard just as a collection rather than as a rough cut. Or we could render it out to a flattened file, which we could then upload to Media Cloud Services that were right next door to us, Sony C, and then I could send you a link and you could comment on my, my rough cut, my production. And then we could also save it out as a project file that will be suitable to pass along to Apple, Adobe, Avid, or Vegas Pro. Now the nice thing is that if your next NLE happens to be Catalyst Edit, you're in real good shape, because Catalyst Edit understands all the metadata, all the work that was done in that preparation phase in Catalyst Prepare. And we see down here that these icons represent a Prepare library. And down here we're seeing the storyboard that we created. And I could navigate into that and see the files individually. Notice the color correction came across, as did the trimming. And I can add that to the timeline individually or as the entire rough cut, and it just comes across like it were a piece of media. And so now our work is done, and all of that has been brought forward into the main timeline. In the end, you could simply choose project and you could render it out, and we render it out to a wide variety of the popular formats. And remembering that in some of these, since we retain all that wide color gamut information, we retain the high dynamic range information, you can render it to some file formats like XAVC that would also retain that information, so all that work you did in your camera doesn't get lost. So, or we could also at this point, just like in Prepare, we could send this out as a project file that again would be suitable for Apple, Avid, Adobe, and Vegas Pro. So if you need something special in those craft editors, like some of the power that we have in Vegas Pro, no problem. Your workflow just flows right into that and you continue working. So both products will be out as the Catalyst Production Suite later this fall. Please come to the website, which is SonyCreativeSoftware.com, and have a look around, read more about these products. And of course, when they're available, you can download a fully functioning free trial, put it on your Mac, put it on your Windows machine because it's cross-platform, and try it for yourself and see if you enjoy the workflow that we have invented for our customers. Thanks very much for your time.